The purpose of this database is to keep track of information about students, teachers, contracts, and store data about Pine Hill Music School. First, I open the Teachers table in Design View and set the field properties as shown in Figure 2-46 in our ebook. Next, I added a new field as the last field in the Teacher table with the field name Beginners, with the Yes/No data type, a format property of Yes/No, and a caption property of Takes Beginners. In the datasheet, I resized the Takes Beginners column to best fit and then specified that the following teachers can take beginners: Schwartz, Erbel, Norris, Tanaka, Culbertson, and Weller. Next, I imported the structure of the student table in the music database into a new table named Student in the Pine Hill database. I then added two fields to the end of the table for birth date using date and time and gender using text. Next, I used the phone quick start selection in the data type gallery to add 4 fields related to phones between the zip and the birth date fields. With the student table in Design View, I deleted the business phone and fax number fields. Next, I modified the design of the student table so that it matches the design in Figure 2-47 from our book, and also moved the last name field so that it follows the first name field. I then saved the changes to the table design and added records shown in Figure 2-48 in our book to the student table. The next step was to export the student data that was maintained in another computer system to a text file, and added this data to the student table and resized the columns in the datasheet to their best fit as necessary. Next, I had to create a new table using the table design shown in Figure 2-49 of our ebook. I specified contract ID as the primary key and then saved the table as contract. I then used the start and end dates quick start selection in the data type gallery to add 2 date and time fields between the teacher ID and the lesson type fields. In Design View, I specified the short date format for the start date and end date fields and changed the field captions to contract start date and contract end date. For the next step, I used the Import Spreadsheet Wizard to add data to the contract table. The data that I imported is contained in the Lessons Workbook, which is an Excel file. Next, in the contract table, I added the 2 new records shown in Figure 2-50 of our ebook and resized the columns in the datasheet to their best fit. I then had to define the one-to-many relationships between the database tables. I defined the relationships between the primary student table and the related contract table, and also the primary teacher table and the related contract table. I selected the referential integrity option and the cascade updates option for each relationship. One of the most powerful features of a relational database management system is its ability to define relationships between tables. You can use a common field to relate one table to another. The process of relating tables is often called performing a join. When you join tables that have a common field, you can extract data from them as if they were one larger table. By defining relationships between tables, you can use a query, form, or report to extract selected data from each table at once, even though the data is contained in separate tables.